You saw how you ultimately repaired the problem was just by getting a beefed up sump pump. So doesn't that indicate that maybe the sump pump was the problem?
No, it indicated that it was not replaced.
Well, that's the only repair that you did to the place to prevent the problems of flooding that occurred in this case. Ben, I'm going to open this up.
Okay. Where does it require her to have flood insurance?
In the list
Please show me where.
of the contract, page 6, the tenant shall be responsible for obtaining a tenant-owned and cost and expense a tenant insurance policy for the tenant failure, furnishing, clothing, and other property. The tenant personal property shall not be responsible of the landlord. The tenant insurance policy must include liability
Right,
coverage.
that's a requirement. The
Yes.
tenant's insurance policy must include liability coverage. You see
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
Show me where it says that for flood.
Well, it doesn't say that wording.
No, it doesn't. There's no requirement in the lease that she carry flood insurance. And then when you go down to paragraph 22, you're not legally responsible for any loss, injury, or damage to property unless such loss, injury, or damage is directly caused by the landlord's negligence or omissions.
It was
See that?
not, it's not a negligence because it was a cause that it was not happening in the past, and it was just claiming in that moment.
If there is an inch of standing water in the basement of a property,
Yeah.
there's a negligence or an omission somewhere. It speaks for itself.
Ms. Moore,
Yes.
you provided 2 receipts for us for damages, and they were for 2 pairs of sneakers.
Yes.
You claim that you had appliances that were ruined, refrigerator,
Yeah.
stove, microwave, casino gaming consoles, exercise equipment, televisions. Where are these receipts, these big ticket items?
A lot of stuff that I had it since December, November, and I rambled, try to find the receipts and stuff like that, and I couldn't find it.
How'd you pay for it?
As some stuff I paid with credit card.
Where's your credit card statements?
I looked that up too, and I could not find. I don't save stuff like I should.
Do you do online banking?
Yeah, but what happened was I closed the accounts down.
Okay,
And when
so
I
how
tried
are you proving $5,000 to us?
The only thing I really have is those 2 receipts.
For 2
And
sneakers?
I know.
I don't understand. You have appliances like refrigerators,
Yeah.
microwaves,
Yeah.
TVs, power tools.
Do you have any proof that any of these things were ruined?
Well, the only thing I had was the pictures, and that was down in the basement.
But how does a refrigerator get ruined by an inch of water?
I don't even see a refrigerator in these
Yeah.
pictures, though.
Oh, well, I had a picture of the refrigerator. I
Are you
think.
still in the home?
Yes, I still in the home.
So you could have taken pictures of these items that they
Yeah.
exist. I don't even know if they exist.
This is a picture of the refrigerator.
Where's the damage? I see
On
a
the,
fridge,
on
you're
the
right.
bottom, behind it.
This is the fridge that you're referring
Yeah,
to.
I just took like the top frame of it.
We need to see the damage, and we also need to see what you paid for the fridge. You could have gotten this for free.
Yeah. On number 20, now that's a gaming console that got wet.
Well, what's that worth?
Um,
Okay, let's move on. What am I looking at here?
that's the TV.
A picture of a TV?
Yes, I had it on the floor, and it got damaged. It won't even come on.
When the water was coming up, did you notice it? Did you take your things
No, I
to a higher
wasn't even
ground?
home. That's a mattress that got damaged.
But these are pictures of a picture. This is not the actual mattress. You still have it in your basement to this day, right? It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there now.
You could have taken a live photo
Yeah, I
of it,
could have.
correct? Okay, you know you have the burden of proof, right?
I know.
You can't ask the court to give you $5,000 when you can't prove $5,000. This is what you've given us. Receipts for sneakers right here. How'd you get this receipt?
That's when I ordered it.
And then another pair of Jordan Retros for $210.
And those were the only receipts I had that I actually had.
And you didn't buy any of that stuff online. You couldn't pull it from your bank accounts because
I
you said
tried
that.
to find the receipt.
How'd you find these?
Oh,
These
those
were
I had
online?
online. It was just a mess going through everything.
Yeah.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both, ladies.
We've reached a verdict. It was not unanimous. Ms. Moore, you had the burden of proof. However, you didn't prove damages. Judge Juarez is the dissenting judge. She would have given you a very small amount of money. But Judge Menser and I just don't believe that you have proven your damages to the extent of $5,000, or any money for that matter. So we didn't even need to get into the issue of liability. You just didn't prove damages at all. So for that reason, we'd have to dismiss your claim today. So that's the verdict. Good luck to the both of you.